The commercialization of innovation benefits society in many ways. However, most would be shocked at the number of innovations that are unable to be commercialized due to the lack of capital available for startup and early-stage companies. Historically, only 1.5% of startups raise equity capital, leaving 98.5% who do not. Why? Quite simply, startup and early-stage companies are just too risky to warrant an investment from most investors. There's another problem. Wall Street and corporate America have an insatiable appetite for what is termed quality deal flow, meaning companies worthy of investment or acquisition. Wall Street investment banks need quality later-stage companies to take public on stock exchanges. Corporate America, primarily Fortune 500 companies, need to acquire quality later-stage companies to harness outside innovation for continued growth. Hence, young companies need substantial amounts of capital but are too risky to attract it, and Wall Street and corporate America needs quality later-stage companies to invest in or acquire, but they are few and far between. There's a huge gap. This long-prevailing and dysfunctional situation is now resolved by former Wall Street investment bankers, security attorneys, and IT pros. The paradigm has shifted, and it's making the world for startup and early-stage companies, and our world in general, a far better place. Commonwealth Capital LLC has been capitalizing startup and early-stage companies exclusively since 1998. During this time, we've come across undeniable evidence on why and how companies succeed in raising substantial amounts of capital while maintaining the vast majority of equity ownership and voting control. The same evidence, coincidentally, makes these young companies a force to be reckoned with. Commonwealth Capital's Corporate Engineering Conservatory is the revolutionary step-by-step online process that startup and early-stage companies go through to take them from idea to IPO. We have created the first ever utility with the standard corporate and social engineering protocols used to effectively incubate startup and early-stage companies into the quality deal flow investors and high-caliber directors seek. Although these young companies are engineered to become pre-IPO, initial public offering candidates, the IPO path is not a mandate, simply an option. More specifically, proper corporate engineering involves maximizing profits while minimizing risk. Most startup and early-stage companies have little to no revenue or profits, so mitigating operational, financial, and litigation regulatory risk is the primary focus. Through a progressive series of online exercises, protocols, and executions enabling entrepreneurs to build companies that can withstand the rigors of a competitive business environment and hence reduce risk of investment loss. Social engineering, on the other hand, involves enhancing revenue generation through a progressive series of online exercises, protocols, and executions enabling entrepreneurs to build companies that can engage in social proofing, to provide investors with verifiable proof-of-concept research. Social crowdsourced incubation, also known as social list building, is engaged for improved sales and marketing efforts, thereby maximizing investment returns. Our Corporate Engineering Conservatory is a centralized hub for highly experienced management professionals, accredited investors, angel groups, commercial banks, accountants, securities attorneys, SEC-registered crowdfunding portals and broker-dealers, VCs, private equity firms, accelerators and incubators, as well as our own VC fund, Commonwealth Capital Income Fund. Who benefits? Everyone. Young companies effectively attract the investment as well as human capital they need to succeed, while maintaining the vast majority of ownership and voting control by creating marketable deal structures. Entrepreneurs can legally and effectively bypass financial institutions to access individual investor capital while spreading the risk of investment to many investors. Entrepreneurs are no longer beholden to the chosen few who decide what companies to invest in. Alliances and professional service providers incubate their own quality deal flow of well-capitalized customers and clients. Experts elevate their professional practices to the next level by becoming independent directors on company boards for cash as well as equity compensation. Angel investors are rescued from past deals that need to be re-engineered and recapitalized, providing a return of capital invested. Individual investors can now invest with confidence into companies that have mitigated downside investment risk and maximize upside investment return potential through proper corporate and social engineering. Wall Street and corporate America satisfy their appetite for quality deal flow by incubating it here. What differentiates and elevates our platform above all others? We enable young companies to immediately qualify for funding based on a diagnostics rating generated by a due diligence application within our Capital Access portal. Other platforms simply match entrepreneurs with business plans to investors waiting for investors to set the terms of financing, which rarely, if ever, happens. For those companies that produce a diagnostics rating at or above 100%, we will arrange a conference call to discuss an engagement and term sheet within weeks, as opposed to months. For those companies that produce a diagnostics rating below 100%, we provide immediate explanations of the deficiencies in that rating and direct access to our corporate engineering conservatory so corrective measures can be taken for resubmission. Typically, most VC firms simply reject outright after an extended period of time with no ability to reconcile issues. Our Wall Street to Main Street process has proven effective since 1998. We compete with no one, as we incubate for everyone. This is our contribution to society for a better world. Doing well by doing good. To that end, Commonwealth Capital's Capital Access portal is available to you right here, right now.